Please go to page 681.
681.
Yes. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
It's the document that says preamble to statement. What exactly is it? Is it a cover page of a docket? What do you call this?
It's the cover page to an affidavit.
Yes.
Of an A1, sir.
Yeah. And who completed this document? Just looking at it, do you know who completed it?
I'm not sure, sir.
Did you not ask? You are the investigator.
No, I did not ask. During this period of time in January 2026,
yeah.
I wasn't around. I was out of the country.
You were out of the country?
Yes, sir.
But at some point you came back?
Yes, at some point I came back. I didn't ask about the completion of the statement, sir.
I'm particularly interested in the description of the offense on page 682.
Sir?
Are you on 682?
682, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the section that says description of the offense? Just below the particulars of offense, there's a date there.
Description offense, yes, sir.
Yes, and it says fraud, corruption, irregular appointment of Brigadier Mukwele. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Do you know where that fraud and corruption comes from? Who made the complaint that there was fraud and corruption?
So, as I said, the person that wrote this affidavit and took this affidavit will be able to comment on that. I would only assume that from what was in the A1, you have fraud and corruption. In terms of the case that we have registered, it is fraud and corruption.
I'm asking you because you've said you are the investigating officer, and you must have received all these documents. So I'm curious to know who said IDEC must investigate a case of fraud and corruption. Who said that? Who made that complaint? Do you know? If you don't know, you don't know.
No, I just got to be clear on what you're asking me, Commissioner, so that I can respond accordingly. As I said, initially that I did not take the statement, so I want to answer you as best as I can. When you look at what is described, the first departure point is an irregular appointment. Irregular appointment, misrepresentation, a gratification, so there is fraud and corruption. So I would presume that based on that, the description that was given here of the offense is given as fraud, corruption, and irregular appointment. But the irregular appointment is not a charge per se. It's more an explanation of the actual fraud and corruption.
So my question remains, who made a complaint of fraud and corruption? Who came to IDEC and said there is a complaint of fraud and corruption that I would like to make and for IDEC to investigate?
When we look at the referral, sir, the section 27 referral, where it talks about the appointment of a civilian lady, I think that's where it comes in, the irregular appointment.
So IDEC made an inference. It did not come from a complainant. The complainant did not say, I believe that there's a case of fraud and corruption that IDEC should investigate. I'm just trying to understand IDEC's thinking. Not so much the merits of the case, but IDEC's thinking and how it got to where it arrived at.
What I can gather from what is written on the preambles, it's coming from the A1 statement.
Yes. Let's leave it. Let's go to the affidavit on page 683. This is Mr. Adams's affidavit on the same day, the 6th of January 2025. Are you able to put it up, Ms. Mutlasen? Same bundle on 683. I think you've seen the document before. Paragraphs 2 and 3. So paragraph 1, Mr. Adams describes himself, Fediels Adam MP. And then in paragraph 2, he says, on or about early October 2024, I received information anonymously surrounding alleged fraud and corruption being perpetrated within crime intelligence. The allegations related to certain high-ranking police officials being involved in manipulating promotional and security vetting processes to unduly benefit a civilian person who worked for BMW South Africa being appointed as a brigadier in South Africa. She apparently has no policing experience and no management experience and was appointed as head of the technical support services. Do you see that?
I see that, Commissioner.
So is that where you say the complaint of fraud and corruption comes from?
Yes, sir. That's what I would take from here, that it's an irregular, a person was appointed irregularly
Yes.
to a post.
And what is the fraud and corruption, if I may ask?
Your fraud and your corruption is the unlawful and intentional misrepresentation of certain facts and which it prejudices the state. That's your fraud.
Okay. In this particular case?
In this particular matter.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What I'm struggling with is it's just not clear to me whether somebody is saying a fraudulent CV was submitted or somebody who did not comply with the requirements in the advert was appointed. I'm just not clear what fraud and corruption is here. That's where I can see that somebody from outside was appointed and has no management experience.
Yes.
Is that the fraud, or is it something else that is not in this affidavit? What is the fraud and corruption, other than appointing somebody who is from outside and has no policing experience?
So I don't know whether I'll be looking at fraud is fraud. From the affidavit being taken and deriving from person taking the affidavit, allegations related to officials involved in manipulating promotional and vetting processes to unduly benefit somebody. So manipulation what I grasp out of this, in order to get to this here, something had to be done and misrepresented. You know, that's the way I would see it. I know where Commissioner is going with it, but this has to deal, when you look at it, manipulation of promotions, how was it manipulated? What was done? Vetting processes, what was done? This person had no policing experience, what was done to cover up? So these are the things I'm taking in to derive where fraud comes in and where corruption comes in. Obviously, from the basis of this affidavit, I will take that now and go and look for further evidence, whether it comes from an analysis or documents or interviewing with persons to fully understand. But when I look at it, something had to be done. Something had to be manipulated. Manipulated, it borders on misrepresentation of something for somebody to believe such. And when you look at the post itself and what is mentioned, I mean, that is the way I look at it, sir. But the person that's taking the affidavit, I can't speak for him.
I think I'm going to leave it here for now. So at some point, we'll get to the adverts and the CVs and other things. I just needed to understand the two documents and what the complaint was.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Sorry, Colonel. You cannot use, because in response to the question by Commissioner Khumalo, you referred to an earlier part, the part that refers to these high-ranking police officials, open code, being involved in manipulating promotional and security vetting processes to unduly benefit a civilian person. That does not say much. Like if you say manipulating promotional and security vetting processes, that is a conclusion which must necessarily be based on facts.
Yes.
What are the facts? there are none. And then you say to unduly benefit a civilian person.